ONYXCON fam, what's good, everybody? What is good, everybody? This is Joseph R. Wheeler III, the artist, the founder, the president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Peace up, A-Town down. We broadcasting from the ATL metro area, metro Atlanta area. If you know, I ain't even got to explain. You know what I'm saying, all right? And, it's another good weekend, y'all. It's another sunny, beautiful, hot, true summertime in the ATL type weather, 82 degrees, a little bit breezy. Thank goodness for the breeze, because otherwise it'd be misery, when that, because what happens is the humidity come from the steam of the earth releasing those vapors from the rain the previous day, because we had rain the other day. So it's like the ground is still wet in some areas, and that makes that steam come up. And that makes that mug, that mugginess. So yeah. Thank goodness for the breeze. If we ain't had a breeze, it'd be critical. Critical. How y'all doing though? I gotta talk to y'all about something. I gotta talk to y'all about this major topic. It's spreading all over the web. Everybody's talking about it. And if you know, before I get started, to make it clear as to why this is heavily ONYXCON material, okay? Because ONYXCON is a lifestyle. ONYXCON is a creative entity. ONYXCON is a creative spirit, all right? A multitude of ways of being, based in edutainment, based in living your best art life, based in understanding the arts, first and foremost, knowing what art is, all of it, knowing why it is so important, integral to human existence and health, all right? Health, y'all, okay? Let me get my spot here, and then I'm gonna chat it up with y'all. Hold on, let me get right. Let me lock in real quick. All right. I'm in the place to be where I got to be. Yeah, we back in the ride, back in the office. Another work weekend. So even on a Sunday, we out here. Everybody else is Sunday fun day. For us, it's just another day, okay? Making it happen, people, making it happen. But I want to talk to y'all about this Black Panther situation. If you know what I'm talking about already, you know how this about to get, right? You know what we're about to be getting into about it. What's up to the folks in the chat? But Marvel Comics, which is the company that holds the IP, the intellectual property for Black Panther and all other Marvel comic book characters, whether in film, video game, it doesn't matter, whatever it is. And of course, if you didn't know, you should know by now. It's been this been for many years. But Marvel is owned by Disney. Just to give you some balance, you know what I'm saying? Just to get some balance. Appreciate that, Amy. Thank you. But and please don't take. Not to you that just commented, y'all being real sweet and wonderful, and I appreciate that, but thank you so much. Keep the energy right, because I usually don't let free chat go on in my lives. I always make it where you have to be a subscriber, and I will implement that immediately today if we start getting some goofies. And unfortunately in this world, it's just a matter of time before somebody shows they behind, and when you do, you done messed it up for everybody else who just wanted to say, hey, what's up? We broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia, ATL, Metro Atlanta, Georgia. I have to say Metro because I'm not in the city, but I am from here, born and raised. Whether you're talking about the city or not, suburbs or not, whatever part of it. If it's Metro, I know about it. If it's anywhere I haven't been, it's just a matter of time before I go. And I know somebody, and somebody know me, and all that. That's just the kind of place it is if you're really from here. And so then, and then there's plenty of transplants from all over the U.S. and all over the world. We are truly an international city and surrounding areas. Absolutely we are. Damn, I said it was hot. It's for real, y'all. I might need to cut the air on. I'm trying to, how you're trying to save your gas? You cut it off so you can... Nah, we just gonna have to... This is why I be needing y'all to subscribe so we ain't gotta worry about that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about it. All of it's very literal. If I do the content a lot of times, which 90% of the time when I talk during the day is when I'm in the vehicle, like I say, the other office, So, you know, every time y'all donate, if you can, every time y'all subscribe, every time y'all like a video, all of that, that's literally like money, you know, one way or another. Not if it ain't today, it will be later when we get monetized. So all the 3 people watching right now, we ought to have 3 likes up in here. That's the first thing, because likes tell the algorithm, I like this. You know, somebody was complimenting my outfit. Hit that button, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you're the one that did that. You know what I'm saying? So I see the love. I appreciate that. There you go. There you go. Because seriously, they only care about that. They only care about that. Whatever we say in the live, that's between you and me, and we having a good time. Whatever, that's all fine and good. YouTube don't give a darn. All they care about is, let me see what them numbers looking like. Oh, okay. So yeah, 100 people in there, but only 2 people did. That's ridiculous. You know, I know it's not that, but I'm saying, like, when it started, I had like, what, I think I saw 14, 18, whatever it was. And now I know how that goes. They drop off real quick. But I might have to stop for a minute here and get this order in a minute. I know it's coming. But we're gonna talk about this Marvel Comics situation, this changing history, and not in a good way. All right, y'all. Pardon the interruption. Pardon the interruption. Had to get what we had to get so we can keep getting what we gotta get. We gotta go, we gotta make them know. Hopefully my people will come back. I had a few up in here, but I knew they were gonna drop off when I had to stop for a minute. It just is what it is. I always say, whenever I do that with these lives, just, hey, go watch one of my shorts, go watch some of my long content, especially the longer videos, please. Because we link those to the shorts a lot of times. And I'll be wondering sometimes if y'all, I do see the numbers going up. Slowly it's starting to cook back up on long videos, because I think people will realize that, oh yeah, I like this. I like all of this. Okay, I like the shoes, I like the outfits, I like the style, I like the outdoors, I like the family vibes, I like the education, I like, you know what I mean? Hey, we here for all of that. We here for all of that. We got it all for you. It's edutainment at its best. It's a whole process, a whole, you know. So here we go. We're gonna talk about this Marvel situation. So Marvel, I want to make it clear, I'm talking about the comic books. I haven't heard anything yet about what I'm about to say that would say this is going to happen in the movies. But I take that back. I did see something, but I don't know if I trust that. You know, so much digital AI stuff going on, and you know, everybody yelling Chat GPT this and that and that. And by the way, you know, it's funny about that, because Chat GPT, I've been hearing it so long, and for the first time I heard it months and months and months ago. I knew it was AI, but I thought it was a general term, like the way people say, I'm gonna order an Uber, but then you call Lyft. You know what I'm saying? It's all rideshare. Rideshare is technically the only term that applies. It's 2 different companies, but because Uber got established first in so many places, everybody just says Uber, right? It's like a Kleenex. There's so many other companies make stuff that you can blow your nose with, but Kleenex, if I remember right, I don't know this for sure, but I think they were the first company to do it, so everybody calls it a Kleenex, no matter who does one, right? So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. Whoever got popular first, or whoever did it first, and therefore popular first, because it's always a popularity contest. You could be first, but if you didn't get popular enough first, people will act like you ain't the originator, which is not cool. I always say, respect first, then power, then money. Respect first, not the other way around. I don't give a damn what the Lil' Kim lyric was. I always give y'all the science. Every time I go live, I tell y'all, I knew it was backwards when it was said back then. And as a true hip hopper born into it and all of that, I said, they gotta check that, man. That's foul. That ain't it. That ain't no way to be living. But so many other things ain't either that get said in these songs just for popular whatever. And it was not till years later, before his passing, Prodigy from Mobb Deep, as he was growing as a man, becoming a whole nother type of person from what he started, he said on one of his last albums, there was a track called Call of Duty, yep, just like the video game, with Jay Electronica, and he said, respect, power, money, in that exact order. I said, brother, woo! Tell him the truth. That's the truth, y'all. It's respect, power, money, in that exact order. So, you know, we live by that. That's one of the codes of ONYXCON. That's one of the proverbs of ONYXCON, so to speak. You feel me? So, no, you know, I look at what's going on, how people use all this AI and everything. And it's not innately evil or bad or wrong. It's how you use it. If you use it to deceive, if you use it to spread false information and share a bunch of nonsense and keep people confused, and people are always arguing over what they saw, because some people don't have a perception of others. They can't look at an AI image and be like, man, that's AI. You can't tell that it's got that certain kind of filter on it, that all of them, there's like about 3, 4, 5 main filters that every AI image generator has a look. That you got the anime, you got the dream look, you got the realistic, which is the scariest, because the better they get the hands right. You know, everybody used to make the joke, man, look at the hands and the feet. It's got 10 toes, it's got 12 fingers. Well, now they got 5. Now, sometimes the finger might be bent back the wrong way or in ways that are anatomically impossible. And that's how, or something just suddenly, as you trail through, you know, your eyes reading the image, and you're going down the arm, and suddenly this part is just gone, and then the hand continues from here up, but all this here is gone, and you can see my shirt behind it or something. You know, it's got glitches, but more and more, they tuning that stuff up. More and more, they're getting it to the point where there's no problem, and you are totally convinced of what you're looking at. Like, oh snap! And then somebody got to, yeah, that's AI. You know that, right? Oh, what? That's not a real woman in a baby suit looking fine as hell? No, that's not a real woman. And that's some scary stuff. That's some scary stuff. Because you're talking about, I mean, oh man, I mean, my generation, we're getting older, so you know, you get older, stuff starts to, your eyes can start tripping, your certain other body parts start, so then that makes it hard to tell what's what. Young folk, they so easily impressed by every little thing that seems cool. So you're talking about a whole generation of folks that won't know what's real and what's not. And that's scary. That's scary. It really is, you know? And I have a lot of real epiphanies when I do this, when I go live with y'all, because it gets me thinking about a lot of things I've already created that I just don't have the money to put out. Like, I have a film that I tell you, it's a giant monster film. Think Godzilla, King Kong, that type of thing. I created this way back. I'm talking about when we talking about a concept that's like 25 years old. I kid you not. Like, for real. Some of y'all ain't even that old, you know what I mean? And I know it's brilliant. I know it's a story that needs to be told on the big screen with a big budget. Worthy. And now that we're in this era of AI, I had an idea. Back then, people weren't using the term AI as much back then. It existed, artificial intelligence. The concept definitely has been around, but we weren't using it as just, it wasn't the rampant term to use for pretty much anything that could be generated as an image or writing or voice, or, I mean, come on, like all the arts literally that can be imitated, like every last one of the types of art, and especially the most popular arts, the visual, the musical. You know, now when it gets to the point where they got AI that can send out some damn generated scent bots or some crap, we're done, man. I smell mama's cooking. It smells like when she cooked breakfast in the morning. You ain't smelling nothing, man. The computer's trying to think you think that, you know, we're in trouble. We've been in trouble. We're completely doomed. How about that? That's what that is. And I'm on I know this is becoming the topic. This was not meant to be the topic when I started this video. The topic is this whole Black Panther thing. So I'm gonna get back to that. Because I bet there's some people who have seen this report and thought, oh man, that's AI, that ain't even true. Because it's just that bad. Where if anything is so far stretched, man, that's some AI shit. No, that's actually true. They did that. What you mean they did that? So Marvel Comics has a new book that they came out with about the Wakanda part of the Marvel Universe, okay? The fictional African nation that is, of course, the most highly technologically advanced society on Earth in the Marvel Universe, okay, amongst humankind. It is It has been that since it was, first created in the 60s with Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, okay? The two kings of Marvel, the two liberal Jewish ambassadors of Marvel that always had these good intentions of diversifying Marvel and making it what it became, and why so many people love it, because they see themselves in the characters and they see reflections of actual society, whether metaphorical or literal, like the fact that the X-Men, it came out and it's been touted for many years now. It took a while before it became complete general known culture, but it's pretty much there right now. That Spike Lee, Spike Lee, I see Lee in my head and I'm just like, Spike Lee, no, see, I'm about to mess y'all up again. Yeah, man, he said Spike Lee created the X-Men. I didn't say that, damn it, I just made a mistake saying Spike, and when I hear Lee in my brain, I want to say Spike. Nah, shout out to Spike Lee. No, but Stan Lee, okay, and Jack Kirby, who did the X-Men, had this concept. Stan had this concept. I want to make it a reflection of what's going on with the civil rights movement and the difference in the philosophies of Dr. King, Martin Luther King Jr., versus the philosophies of Malcolm X, who, if you know the history of that time, there was a time when they tried the white media, especially the racist white media, not everybody white was on this, but the ones who heard, this is what I'm speaking of, right? They wanted to turn these two black men against each other, try to make it a competition of perspectives, as they always do when they see that black folks are coming together, or any group of people are coming together and fighting the good fight against imperialism, colonization, all the other elements of what goes on in general white supremacy. When they see that people, when white folks are teaming up with us, when Latinos are teaming up with us, everybody's on the same page and saying it ain't right, it ain't right, it ain't right. Oh, we got to do something. Let's start with them. Let's see if we can get somebody on the black side of it against each other. So they tried to pit them against each other. It didn't work because they ended up meeting each other, and though they had some strong differences in how they wanted to solve the problem of white supremacy and racism and segregation in America, they more or less saw eye to eye. And when they finally did meet, it was smiles in the photographs and handshakes, like true leaders of a world. You understand? So that's what the X-Men was based off of. Magneto was supposed to represent Malcolm X, and Professor Xavier was supposed to represent Dr. King. If you know that, and if you know enough about all of these four people, the two people and the two characters, you can see all the correlation. You can see the brilliance of the archetypes. But they, of course, did not make them black. And I'm saying, of course, because even though he had created black characters like Black Panther, when he introduced Black Panther in Fantastic Four, in that, and it was almost, to even have done that was, mind you, that came before X-Men. So that shook shit up early. Because if I remember right, I forget all my exact dates, but I know Fantastic Four was in the 60s. X-Men didn't debut, I don't think, until the beginning of the 70s or the very last years of the 60s, something like that. Like, if it were the 60s, it was like 68, 9 or something. I think. Somebody correct me. I don't know the exact date for X-Men's first issue. But I do know that with Fantastic Four's first appearance of Black Panther, King T'Challa, and Wakanda, and all of that concept, that was in the 60s. Okay? So my point is, because of what they did and how they did it, they were able to, usher in a new way of thinking or consideration of the brilliance of actual, because it was fictional, but it was based on actual African kingdoms, wealth, splendor, education, etc., the whole nine that has always existed, because it is the cradle of all, true cradle of all civilization and the foundation of all human existence. Mama Africa. It's why we call it Mother Africa. Okay? And if you want to use some of the other words that were used, because we can get into that long debate about the etymology of the word Africa. It's not even an African word, or it should be Alkebulan, and it should be Kemet. Kemet specific to Egypt. No, the whole thing, you know, I've heard all those arguments. We're not going there. We're just going to talk, okay? And make sure we're communicating. And we're communicating, you know what I'm talking about. You know I'm talking about the second largest continent on the earth. It's to the point damn near where I just want to be like, the second. Anybody got a problem with that? No, that's true. It is the second largest. Ain't nobody asked you really, but I'm just tired of y'all arguing about dumb shit when we trying to get to bigger points. Okay? So we're going to get to the bigger point, damn it. So here's the bigger point with what's going on in this comic book, right? There's a storyline in this new series, and I believe the name of the series is Days to Come, or something to come. Honestly, I was so annoyed with it. It's not even that the work doesn't look great. This is what bothers me most. The art in the book, the illustrations in the book look great. They picked great artists to work on it. But Christopher Priest is the writer. I do know that much. So he's the one to blame for this. Well, he ain't the only one, because there's a, you know, these are still corporate books. Even though one person gonna be the fall guy and take the hit for if people like it or don't like it, at the end of the day, a whole bunch of folks sat in a boardroom and said, okay, here's the idea we have. What do y'all think? And everybody sounded off. Some people hated it. Some people liked it. Some people said, I don't think this is good, but I do like it, but I wouldn't do it because I think it's going to ruin us because people are going to get pissed off. And they should have listened to those people. They should have listened to those people, because it immediately pissed off every black fan of Marvel comic books. Everybody black who knows they black under the constructs, because that's what race of black, white, red, yellow, all that is. Everybody who knows they are of direct African ancestry in their genetic code. Everybody who is not denying that they are of African ancestry in their genetic code. Everybody who is proudly knowing they are of direct African ancestry, and that should be any human being, but especially those who love that fact and celebrate that fact, I guarantee you, them off. Okay? Now, I ain't got time to be pissed off. As you can see, I'm out here working again, as I'm always, most of the time when I go live. I ain't got time. You know, it's like my brother, and I forget his name, but I know the name of his book, and he'll be happy I just said that. I'm gonna shout him out real quick, because he's somebody who follows ONYXCON on Instagram, and we support his work and what he's doing. Brother who has a comic book called Impound Comics, the guy who is the founder and president of it, created. Oh man, he had me rolling with that. I loved it. I was like, man, because my own comic book, Impound, created by a black man, a black-owned company. I hear you, man. I know exactly what he meant. It's like, yo, at the end of the day, I got my own business to run. They gonna sell books while I'm still trying to convince y'all that I got a great concept. You know what I'm saying? I done told y'all, this brother got his own comic book store. His own store with merchandise, with all over it. Like, I assume they do sell. He has a store. I was like, man, this brother is for real. That's why I've always, you know, supported and followed, and I keep up with him, because I want to see where that goes, and I'm proud of what he's been able to accomplish, because I know I never ran a store, but I did run a convention for 11 years. I said a convention for 11 years. So I know what that is. You feel me? And I'm part of the 4 that were the first on the planet to do it in the name of the African diaspora. I said the first to ever do it on the planet, not just in America, on the planet. Shout out to Tertel Only Forever and a Day, the father of the Black Age, who transitioned in January, his birthday month too. Salute, fam.